You start your day wrapped in the soft sleeping gown Marine gifted you. When you leave the guest house, you find your companions waiting for you. Silas is picking the crumbs out of an empty basket, the sort Marine usually brings. Zara, you're not hungry, are you? I, got a bit carried away. I don't mind. I thought so. The surgeon should be done with his examination. Perhaps he found something. He'll need help getting rid of the corpse as well. Oh, good. Getting rid of. Truly. Let's not start this discussion now. Market stalls propped against Atre's statue and the rest are a riot of soliciting and hollering. Several in the crowd sport straw hats, peasants from the countryside. He's going to die. The voice is once again distant. You search the crowd looking for its source. Squeezed for his sweat. Shadows part to reveal a figure. A man with a crate on his shoulder is walking in your direction. Once your eyes fall on him, the whisper grows louder. He's going to die. The child is running in circles. No. Stop. No. Why would you do that to me? Literally, what the fuck? Child is running circles around the peasant. They have the same eyes.
Can we stop by the bridge?
We're already late.
Mom's gonna be...
Just as he's passing you, the peasant wheezes and a violent cough makes his body convulse, but you're ready. Just grab it. Just as his grip loosens around the crate, you grab it. The child didn't even notice it was falling on him. Jesus fuck. The raspy sound of the peasant's throat is strained, as if he's struggling to breathe.
Pa?
The man tries to say something, but bubbles of blood leave his mouth instead.
Pa?
We need to bring him to the surgeon, quickly. To the surgeon? He's the only one we know who can help him. Zara, I'll help you. Marnie crouches on the ground in front of the child. Is that your father? Wrecked by tears, the small child nods. My friends can bring him to a surgeon. I'm sure he'll be able to help. The peasant's consciousness ebbs like wheat in the wind. You're not sure he can hear Marine. I will wait here with you. She taps the crate. Someone needs to guard this.
I can do it.
Good. She exchanges a glance with you and you leave for Lapo's practice with Silas and the peasant. You desperately knock on Lapo's door.
What?
Another violent cough makes blood drip from the peasant's mouth. Open, please. Someone needs your help. Hear Lapo struggle with the latch. He's still alive, but I don't know how for how much longer. When the door finally opens, it takes him one look at the peasant's bloodied shirt to understand the gravity of the situation.
Silas, go get Nessa. She has the apothecary 2 streets over next to the cobbler.
Right. Lapo drags up a chair and helps you make the peasant sit on it. I don't want to ask that. Can he hear us? His eyes are open, but he's not there. Lapo's practice smells like death. Stained cloth conceals the corpse on the lying table. Will this man suffer the same fate?
Clammy skin and cold sweats. His teeth are even chattering with this weather.
He looked fine and then it collapsed.
Look at his face. He was pretending to be fine.
He grabs a cloth and wipes away the blood. Once he's done, he unfolds the fabric to study it.
Look at this.
What? Amid the fresh streaks of red are... I'm fine, this is fine. Amid the fresh streaks of red are gelatinous clumps. When Lapo angles the cloth against the light, you can see that the clumps are speckled with what looks like brown dust. There are flakes in there.
That shit is inside him.
Oh, hello. When Silas arrives, she's followed by a bony woman in a threadbare black doublet.
You didn't forget, did you?
I prepared it yesterday. So the apothecary must be a friend of his. She pulls a lean silver case from her belt. The inside is smeared with a gooey substance.
Eh? You, keep him straight.
Okay. Walk behind the chair and make the peasant lean back against its frame. Lapo grabs the farmer's jaw and exposes his tongue. The theriac needs 20 more years of fermentation to reach its full potency.
Even half fermented is better than nothing.
Together they administer the concoction. You observe the peasant's reaction with bated breath. How do we know it's working? The peasant releases the tension in his shoulders and inhales shakily.
He's reacting well. One dose isn't enough to fix him. Nessa, come look at this.
He approaches the table with the corpse concealed from sight with a cloth.
Oh, wait, before that. Silas, miss, you two find something else to do for an hour or so.
Oh, okay. Doesn't have to tell you twice. Before you can uncover the dissected cadaver, you leave the practice with Silas. Theriac for a peasant? Thought only nobles could afford that stuff. What is it? The apothecary said it wasn't fully fermented yet. Sneaky, sneaky, using it when she shouldn't. Nessa and Lapo were so focused on saving the man that they didn't give you much in terms of explanations. We should go back to the miss and the squirt. She doesn't strike me as one who can handle children. You find them in the shade. The child sitting on the crate and Marnie is silently watching over him.
Where's Pa?
Well, he's taking a rest. The child frowns. He's just got a mouthful of theriac. That fixed him up real quick. Marnie's eyes burn with questions she dares not ask with the son present. Young man, your mother must be worried. Since we need to spend some time away from the practice, we can walk you home.
Then Pa will be all alone.
Once we're back in the city, we can walk him home too. That seems to reassure him. Marnie's eyes fall on the crate. I can carry it. Once you get a good grip, you raise it above your shoulder like you saw the man do. Oh, wow! So, where do you live, little guy? The child glares at her and so does Marnie. It doesn't matter how far away it is. Lead the way. The child begins walking with you in tow. He guides you past the red drapes of the Temple of Dusk and through the western gates. The guards let you pass without issues, or so you think. Just as you reach the other side of the fortifications, you hear armored footsteps punctuated by a heavy sigh behind you. Why?
Oi, you're not up to any funny business, are you, missus?
Are we? The guard doesn't flinch.
You tell me.
We're escorting the child home.
I can't carry that myself.
The child points at the crate. Silently, the guard studies his expression before relenting.
Very well.
The abyss within the guard's heart resonates with you. Had a fierce grip around his stomach, now released once he's convinced of your good intentions.
You can pass.
Beyond the city, the dirt road is flanked by grass. The smell of manure mixes with the fragrance of wheat and the verdant notes of onion leaves. You see grapevines in a field still empty of fruit. Can you, tell me how far it is, Squirt? His name is not Squirt.
I'm Misha.
Misha's house belongs to a tiny village at the foot of a hill with a well, a mill, and not much else. It looks nice, though. His mother's agitated when she sees you and Marine, but Silas sweeps in to explain the situation. The woman bears a striking resemblance to her son. Not once does she ask about her husband. Nearby, you exchange a quick word with Marine. I was under the impression that you disliked children. Only when they're noisy. The crate, it turns out, contains food and bed sheets. You were quick to act when the child was in peril. Marnie leans forward and holds your gaze, almost as if you knew what was about to happen. Have I told you yet that I'm in awe of how extraordinary you are? Your raw magic is a root that pierces the soil out of sheer will. A smile plays on her lips. May it burrow in the ground and flourish. How poetic. Oh, are you going to continue? Wish I could take credit for this metaphor. Fernando, my mentor, wrote it in his journals. It always struck me as strange, yet after seeing you, I understand what he meant. Silas returns to you in a sour mood. Oh, great. Ugh, she was talking my ear off about how they can't afford to get sick and blah, blah, blah. So, was that my dad? And instead of being sympathetic, you did what?
I told her to save her whining for the ladies.
Just like we should save our breath to keep our pace brisk. Lapo and the apothecary should be done. Oh dear. Practice isn't as quiet as it usually is. On the doorstep, Lapo's talking with a priest of dusk.
Don't make it a habit.
You recognize him. He was in La Marina when you went there for Renza. He bears a scar on his lips that's identical to Silas's, but mirrored. Oh wait, isn't this guy the priest that's not a priest? Quick glance at your friend confirms her displeasure in seeing him. Lapo and the priest make way to let a stretcher pass. The body carried on it is concealed by a deep red cloth, same color as the priest's stoles. Silas draws the symbol of dusk in the air once they pass you.
Took you long enough to come back.
Was that the dead guy?
Yeah, dusk be with them in the afterlife.
What about the other guy we brought in? How's he doing?
He's resting in the back. Ness is keeping an eye on him.
Surgeon appears to be in a good mood for once.
Come inside.
Strong herbal scent hits your nose as you enter, much more pleasant than the stench of death.
Nessa, they're back.
Chair scrapes against the floor and Nessa walks out from behind the drape. Keep your voice down. After scolding him, her eyes fall on you.
Right, straight to the point. Yesterday I cut up the lad he brought me. Dusk watch over him. His insides are unlike any I've ever seen.
Huh?
Since it's a coffin disease, I started with his lungs, but they were fine. His trachea had some strange...
What's a trachea? He glares at her.
Strange black coating around the epiglottis. So I changed course and inspected his esophagus. That and his stomach were ruined by that stuff. Do you remember this morning that the fresh blood of that one sleeping over there had dust in it?
It's the same substance.
And it's not produced by the body. It must come from something they eat or drink.
It's not a disease after all. So, it's something that they're consuming and then it reacts badly with something here?
Good point. They all come from the same area, said Mattia.
That's correct. They all come from the lands of House Rizzo. Do they? We just walked the child of that one over their home. He lived an hour away on foot. The Rizzo's own land a day away from here. Abo mumbles a curse under his breath.
No, it was too easy. Well, they are out of my hands now. Nessa's much more of an expert on poisons and their cures.
Farmer in the back wheezes. Nessa and Lapo exchange a look, and then she hands him the silver case, the one containing the theriac.
Can you get your hands on some fully fermented?
They disappear behind the drape for a moment. Oh, boy. Ooh, what are they doing? Nessa's keeping the farmer's jaw open. Oh, they're just applying more. Lapo places a glob of theriac on his tongue and massages it in with his thumb. Can't he swallow it on its own? On his own? He could choke. You return with the empty case of theriac.
Nessa, you take it from here. I'll stay with this poor sod until the theriac takes effect. Close the door when you leave.
Nessa walks with you outside the practice. The vials on her belt clink like bones.
A moment, if I may.
Gladly. I don't believe we've been properly introduced.
Surgeon had better things to do than care about manners? He wasn't always like this, but we shouldn't talk about him right outside his door. You're damn right you shouldn't.
Hoppo makes a show of locking the door. Nessa nods towards the street that runs from the rest to the distant gates.
I run a small shop 2 streets over. Let's talk there.
You follow her. People seem to recognize Nessa and nod or smile to her.
I'm Nessa, known by most as an apothecary. Silas.
Marine of the Halls. Among my many titles, I am Indogatrix Emerita and third of the council.
I'm Zara.
The innocence of Nessa's smile is marred by the shadows that pool around her sunken eyes. Something is off. The back door of a squat building covered in ivy leads you inside her apothecary shop.
Ooh!
Bundles of herbs are hanging from the ceiling, left to dry over her working table. The smell is rich and warm. A sea of bottles is arranged on the shelves. Glass cabinet holds an elaborate jar with a date embossed on it, 20 years in the past.
It's nice here. I like it. Thank you.
Oh, jeez. Nessa unsheaths the knife on her belt ever so slightly. Silas does the same. What the fuck is happening? She pulls out the blade and points it at Nessa, shielding you from her. Put that away. Nessa ignores her. She runs her thumb on her blade and sheaths it back. 2 lines are traced in blood over her eyes. What? What? Huh? What? Huh? What? Wait, what? Huh?
I knew it.
The abyss makes them gleam with power, so faint you feel it instead of seeing it.
The envoy in the flesh.
Shadows dance on her face almost excitedly, beckoning you closer. What the fuck? Who are you?
I told you who I am. I'm Nessa, nothing more and nothing less. You, however, you carry within yourself the mysteries of the abyss.
Are you delusional? No, she doesn't. Nessa, Sister N. Marnie's smile is as sweet as it is wicked.
Oh, hey, soul sister.
The departed brother V sends his regards through me.
Of course.
If the covenant slew itself for you, more remains, led by Sister N.
Is this some weird magic thing? Why is the warden not coming?
Nessa wipes the blood away from her eyelids. You see goosebumps on her bare arms.
The warden has no say over magic that isn't of the halls.
He never came when you used your powers, and what are those if not magic after all? What is this abyss you mentioned? Nessa redirects the question to you with her gaze. All eyes are on you. I can't afford to lose Silas to the truth, so you lie with measured words. Oh dear. I don't know what Nessa's talking about. The apothecary's gaze hardens. More than anyone, she would understand your need for secrecy. Fib is enough to make Silas lower her dagger, but not unsheath it.
You mean not resheath it? You're full of shit, apothecary.
Believe whatever makes you feel better. With Silas present, you cannot talk freely.
We're done here, right?
Yes. Return in a few days. They should be enough for me to figure out what's poisoning the peasants. Short before she leaves, Marnie takes an envelope from the fold on her breast. It bears a shimmery seal. Locking eyes with Nessa, she places it on her table and follows you outside. Only now does Silas sheathe her weapon once more. Zara and I will retire for the day.
Since when do you speak for her?
I'm so tired. It was such a long walk, and I had to carry heavy box with my big strength.
Thought you'd be used to walking by now.
It's harder when the road isn't paved.
In that case, I'm off. We're not doing anything special tomorrow, right?
We're condemned to wait. You exchange a glance with Marne and part ways. Silas makes sure you don't return to Ness's shop before leaving as well. You cross through the gates of the refrain with purpose, heading upstairs to your quarters. A sealed letter should be waiting for you there. Whoa, shit! Just as you're ascending the main staircase. Oh! Interesting. Just as you're ascending the main staircase, blue mist clouds your vision. The heavy scent of flowers dazes you for a moment. When you open your eyes, Marne and Nessa are already in the foyer, summoned there by the wondrous spell of the letter.
I was never fond of Brother V's magic.
Nessa leans against the wall to regain her balance.
I can't believe he passed it off as his own.
You hurry down the stairs to join them. I suspected you wanted to resume our talk, Marne.
Didn't want that cur to overhear us, not after having a preview of what her reaction would be.
Face to face with Nessa, you can't help but notice how willowy she is, how pale. Her thin lips curve in a mirthful smile.
They succeeded. They blessed Carelise with an envoy.
I mean, there's already 3 other ones, but sure, okay.
In death they are exalted, and by you devoured, harbinger of the darkest hour.
Calm down, okay? Please don't get weird about this. You sure don't seem to be mourning.
I'm not. They might have lost their bodies, but their souls still swell in you.
Why did you not get in touch with me before?
Our aim was to summon you into this world. The dead guide you as the living rebuild. Of course, their voices cannot aid you in matters of the world. That's why Brother V ensured that you'd have a companion of the flesh.
She nods towards Marne.
Did one of your people hire Silas? Much like myself, she has been tasked with protecting Zara. It's possible, but I wouldn't know who her patron could be.
How many of you are left?
Half a dozen. And does your coven have a name? We change names like a snake sheds its skin. To know our name is to be initiated into our mysteries.
You mentioned the darkest hour. I don't imagine you happen to know what it entails.
The abyss has long enticed us with its promise of upheaval. Once the darkest hour eclipses the city, we will discard our ciphers and secrets to worship the abyss openly. That's all I know.
She curtsies to you.
Consider me and the others at your service.
Great. Who are these others exactly?
Out of our members, only I and the initiates are left. That was by design, meant to pass its knowledge on to them so that they might bring another envoy when the time is right. I do have a small request. Could I see her one last time? My apprentice. I believe she's the one that led you to me.
What? Summoned by Nessa's longing words, the whisper comes back.
They will all die, squeezed for their sweat, prized like the donkey is for its work, not for its being. All I need is some of your blood.
What? I don't trust you. I don't trust you anywhere near as far as I can throw you. Although I'm pretty strong, so I could throw you pretty fucking far.
No.
Marne disapproves. Why? 'Cause it's rude? 'Cause it's not polite? Marne, get off my ass about this, okay? Please.
I see. Perhaps the time isn't right.
How would Zara's blood allow you to see the soul of your dead apprentice?
Where do you think magic comes from? Blood. Strain. Effort. Sweat. These things are alien to you in Dogatrix Emerita, for the halls are a perversion. Your magic is sterile. True power lies in dirt.
Oh.
But unlike me, you have an aptitude for the arts. The halls got to you first, robbed you of your innate knowledge, and replaced it with their formulae.
Are your powers not innate? Nessa shakes her head.
Among us all, only Brother V could harness the magic of the abyss, and it shattered his mind.
Teach me. I'm not a fool like my mentor. I won't let it consume me. Instead of answering, Nessa laughs. Are you mocking me?
I'm surprised it took you so long to ask.
I mean, I don't... This is probably fine.
Come with me then, back to the shop.
Bye.
Come visit me in a couple days.
Before leaving, Marnie walks closer to clutch her hands in hers. Dimples appear on her cheeks as a bright smile unlike you have ever seen before graces you. I'll be going as well, my friend. Take care. Oh boy. Oh, I didn't recognize my own fucking room for a second. You return to your quarters and decide to pass the time with one of the books lying on your reading desk. Sudden knocking on your door startles you.
Just a moment.
You don't expect any guests or letters. After adjusting your clothes, you open the door.
Good evening.
Oh, what are you doing here? Have I done something wrong? Need anything?
Need anything?
Peace of mind. Thank you for asking.
Oh, okay. The corner of his mouth curls upwards.
Would you care to join me at the Belfry?
Oh, are we gonna have another heart-to-heart? Okay.
Most excellent.
Oh. Interesting. Why did I get an achievement for that? I'm afraid. The carpeted floor softens your steps. He unlocks the door at the end of the hallway and the smell of summer night fills your nose. See if can I... this looks uncomfortable. Just sit over here. Sea of rooftops is as stunning as you remember it. He takes his place on the railing and a spark of magic from his fingers lights the belfry.
Such a precarious place you choose to sit on.
His head reclines against the wall.
It's not precarious unless you make it so.
You asking me to push you off the edge? You look over the churches lit by braziers to the many streets lined with oil lamps, and on the other side of the canal to the buildings whose decrepit walls are concealed by darkness. The stark difference doesn't detract from the beauty of the view.
Will you humor me today as well?
Of course.
All I seek is your answer to this. What is it that the human beast covets most?
What? The human beast?
Isn't a person an animal trained to contain their beastly impulses?
Interesting.
You're a person too.
An exceptionally trained one.
Okay, buddy, calm down. What is it that mortals covet the most? I mean... yeah, it probably just love, homie.
It's love. Be it safe like that of a parent, or comforting like that of a friend, or scorching like a lover's passionate embrace.
He looks at the sprawling city.
And what happens when that is lost?
Depression.
What do you mean?
What happens when you can't feel it anymore?
I'm sure someone could rekindle it. Someone new, perhaps.
How brazen, yet insightful.
What would your answer be? The question stays the same.
I think it would be similar to yours. People crave love. I am no different.
You said you could not feel it anymore.
I remember it. When I close my eyes, I see countless details forever branded in my mind by love. I hear their voices,
Do you at least have, like, friends, dog? Like, it don't gotta be romantic love. Like, I know your wife died, but, like, you need a friend. The moonlight reveals the tears running down his cheeks. Memories of his wife and daughter come back to haunt him once more.
I have nothing of them left.
Silence falls between you. Countless stars glitter in the sky and bathe the distant sea in cold light.
When Marinette brought to my attention an old arrangement with her mentor, she said that the guest we were meant to host would be extraordinary.
He turns towards you.
Was she right?
What? I'm just a little guy. I don't know what to fucking tell you. I never claimed to be fucking extraordinary, dude.
I never claimed to be extraordinary.
Yet you have perceived to be.
Fine, whatever. Fucking think what you want. Jesus Christ. He shuffles on the railing, finding a more comfortable position.
I'll soon have to return to the halls.
Do you not want to?
He sighs deeply.
I have to. Thank you for your company.
I mean, no reason I can't hang out here for a little bit.
Take care.
He disappears into the darkness of the stairs. You look across the sleeping city bathed in moonlight. It really is beautiful. Through their blood, a miracle. Visions of invisible truth. Their numbers thin, yet they know that the false sun will soon set to gift the night to the herd. Huh? What? Are you talking about Ness's coven? But I got that much, but what the fuck was this part after? Set to gift the night to... Oh, right, darkest... Whatever. Their nurtured treasure is you, oh envoy. Okay. Well, I didn't ask for that. Morning comes. When you look outside the window, nobody's waiting for you at the gates, as agreed. Idleness is forced upon you, but you won't let it stop you from seizing the day. I mean, we could just hang out. We could just have a lazy day. You don't gotta be doing thing all the ding-dang time. You refresh yourself and step outside. Ow. Oh, we get to hang out with people. Haven't seen Malik in a while. What is Alpheon doing at the Temple of the Prime? Oh. Okay, wait. I am curious. What are you doing over there? Wait, hold on. I should save first. I can't save. Just kidding. Okay, bye. Accept. Thank you. The Temple of the Prime Sun oversees the largest bathhouse in Carolis. Oh. Wait, what? Is it a temple or a bathhouse? Lady of the Prime helps us fulfill our potential. The Temple of the Prime Sun is built next to Carolis' biggest bathhouse, where sanitation and family planning, two of the chief interests of the Prime, come together nicely. Despite not belonging to her clergy, midwives are employed by the temple. Oh, shit. This pale, spindly woman with a worn doublet. Nessa has an apothecary shop in the heart. Seems to be an acquaintance, if not a friend of Lapo. Except from diary written in blood. Get some fucking ink like a normal person, you weirdo. Only half a dozen of us are left, me and the novices. What if the Harbinger disappears like the merriest among all? Oh. Wait, interesting. Okay, so this fucking coven also made the prodigal one, and then they just dipped. That's funny. What will happen to us? We don't have the numbers to summon another. Do not even have an ounce of the magic be wielded so easily. I feel like I'm drowning. Nothing I do will never be enough. Barely have time or means to eat, but I must endure. Just put my faith in the abyss. May it guide its envoys to the darkest hour. May they free us all. Maybe there's a reason that the other one ran away. A squat building covered in ivy that conceals a walled garden. Like most apothecaries, the front is taken by windows with a large sill used as a counter. Entrance is usually hidden in an alley or at the back. Bathhouse of the Prime follows a strict schedule enforced by her clergy. Families are allowed only on specific days, and so are people without beloveds, who are not made to mingle with people not interested in having a beloved. Those that visit are given a small pumice stone for rough skin, tweezers, sage for teeth, and a robe free of charge that must be returned after use. Other bathhouses are run like a business, with some specializing in massages and others catering exclusively to athletes. Oh, Theriac, what is this? Miraculous panacea said to heal any ailment. New batches made only once per year during the solstice festival and is left to ferment for 4 decades. Yeesh! Before being considered ready, only nobles or wealthy merchants can afford a spoonful of the treacle, mixture of several bizarre ingredients generously soaked in poppy milk. Interesting. Temple of the Prime Sun oversees the largest bathhouse in Caerlease, an imposing Anisedan-style building with tall marble columns and statues chipped away by time. The crowd is waiting for their turn outside the baths, under the watchful eyes of the priests and a couple of guards. Zara! Alpheon greets you from the corner of your eye. What are you doing here? I'm just looking around. Bundle under his arm piques your curiosity. The contents are wrapped in rough cloth with the embroidery of the Prime. He must have requested the services of the temple. Alpheon, are you alright? Peachy, really? He hides the bundle from sight. This is really nothing to be concerned about. And why is he being so evasive? Do you really want to know? I mean, unless it's... is it gross? Unless it's private. Kind of, but you should probably know since it applies to you as well. What? I don't know how roundabout you want me to be about this, so I'll be direct for once. You and I are barren, which is a win in my book. But given the secrecy we must adhere to, it's handy to have herbs and lambskin to... He taps the bundle. Give mortals peace of mind and spare them all the details. Ah. I don't care to ask either of these questions, but I guess I'll ask this one. Baron, huh? Well, we are. He looks around to make sure nobody's listening. Trapped in time after our last breath. Our life is but an imitation of what mortals endure. Sometimes I'm surprised we manage to eat at all. Yeah, that's fine. I literally don't care. We were made by the abyss to rise above the limitations of the flesh, after all. You've long been reaping the benefits of your abyssal lineage, and so has Alpheon. Glint in his eyes makes his devilish smile all the more handsome. Perhaps one of these days we should test those limits. Alpheon's happy to spend some time with you. Why don't we go to the rest? I was actually planning on doing work today, apparently, because we refuse to be lazy and just fucking lay in bed all day. Oh, alright. Happy reading. Say goodbye to him and head to work. We might as well. I thought those two over there were literally having like a fucking rock, paper, scissors fight. Bells that mark the end of the working day toll all around you. Stitch and Seam isn't far, and you still owe Anelia the dinner you promised her. Run to the shop just in time to see her wrap up her work. Oh, Zara. Hello. Behind her, some apprentices are stitching the hems of small flags around a rope. Cursor, why are you doing this to me? Is my mouse got dust in it again? Oh no! Oh no, everything's falling apart. Good evening. I didn't know the shop made flags. We normally don't. This is a special order for the festival. Rumor has it that this year not one, but 2 families will become noble houses, and they're splurging on decorations. Working on the nightgowns was a nice change of pace. Speaking of which, how are the nightgowns? Oh, wonderful, thank you. You should thank Miss Marine. I only did my job. Do you remember the dinner plans we had to cancel? She nods. Are you free now? Of course. Are Silas and Miss Marine going to join us later? Today it's just you and me. She searches your face. They're both busy. Marine with her studies and Silas with her gigs. You're very nice, even when talking about what Silas does. Once inside the tavern, you leave your cloak by the entrance and approach the counter. The other miss is not with you. Tonight it's only the 2 of us. He stares at Amelia's mourning veil, stark and severe, foil to her sweet features. My condolences. What did you want to order again? Amelia turns towards you. I mean, we should probably get food for both of us. We asked her to have dinner with us. It would be weird to be like, yeah, I'm gonna get a stew for you and watch you eat it. Noted. Order drinks as well and take a seat. Oh, what would Silas's reaction be after being called a miss? I think that it has happened before, and I'm pretty sure she has said Silas is enough. I get the same impression. That's why I don't call her miss. Tell me, do you remember all the people you make clothes for? Somewhat. I can recognize their faces or any striking details. For example? There was this lady. She was complaining that the clasp of her doublet had fallen apart. I remember the scars on her cheeks. Looked like someone splashed boiling water on her face. Was she an apothecary by any chance? I think so. She had some vials on her belt. I think I know who you're talking about. Really? Carelise is smaller than I realized. The barmaid places your food on the table. Thank you again. You spend a moment in silence to honor the loss of her mother, and then Amelia dives in with gusto. The time you spend with her restores some of her lost levity. The wine even makes her eyes sparkle with yearning. Do you think Miss Marine will leave the halls this year during the Solstice Festival? She hides her face in her hands. If she's going at all, it's probably with someone much better than I'll ever be. Oh my god, wait, are you crushing on her? Girl, oh my god, wait! Don't say that! Wait, no, let me continue that conversation. No, give it back. Wait. Oh man. Once dinner is done, you escort her back to the shop. I had a wonderful evening. Thank you. Anytime, for real. That was nice. You open your eyes as distant bells toll. It's a new day when you decide to start with a descent. Invigorated, you leave the guest house. The door to Malik's shop is ajar. When you approach it, you hear his voice, uncharacteristically loud and forceful. Am I gonna have to punch somebody? Because I'll do it. I'll do it so fast. I suggest you take your business somewhere else. And I suggest you hand over what's ours. You lost your claim to them when you forfeited them. You hear a metallic sound, the drag of leather, a weapon being unsheathed. Well, it sounds like I'm punching people. Oh no! Intervene! You announce your presence with heavy steps and make sure to make the door creak. Concealing his blade, the ruffian takes a wide step to the side to have both you and Malik in his sight. Malik, my mother sent me for the earrings. Since you're dressed like a merchant, you decide to play the part, desperately hope that Malik understands your intentions. Keeping his eyes on the scoundrel, Malik drums his fingers on the counter. But of course, the courier she sent was 1 iron short. You make a show of searching your belt, your pretense of obliviousness. I'll be back. You step to the side with a smile to let the man pass. No, I wanted to intervene more forcefully than that. Excuse me. At least trip him on the way out. Oh. Mother bitch. I'm gonna stab that. Hey, I hope you fucking memorized that guy's face, because we're gonna go hunt him down and stab him later. Step to the smile with a side to let the man pass. What? You step to the side with a smile to let the man pass. I don't know that I read that properly the first time. His steely eyes look past you and he slams the door shut. What a punk ass. Did this height difference get bigger? What happened here? I swear to God you weren't that tall before. He's still outside. He's not leaving. Ugh, bitch ass. I'm gonna stab that motherfucker, I swear to God. Ah, there it is. Can you help me look for them? Your eyes dart towards the door, then return to Malik. He nods quickly and projects his voice. But of course. Only then does the ruffian leave. You approach the counter quickly. Are you alright? No, not quite, no. If it wasn't for you, the situation would have taken an ugly turn for me. That was my first encounter with my parents' preferred clientele. What a legacy to take over, soaked in blood and watered with tears. Disgusted, he looks at the clutter all around him. Thought I wanted nothing more than to liquidate this nightmare, but the idea of this place falling into the wrong hands revolts me. No matter how hard he tries to conceal it, he's still shaken. His eyes keep returning to the door in fear of it opening.
Can I do anything for you, Malik?
Your company could give me some peace of mind, at least until I visit the guilds and the city guards. I should also request the aid of the Palace of the People.
Your presence grants him safety, as a witness, if anything. You curtsy.
I'm at your service. What do you usually do to get your mind off your troubles?
He lifts a stained scroll from the pile of papers and reveals a half-finished portrait of Shiroko, captured in charcoal with windswept hair and a playful smile on his lips. Looks good.
That looks wonderful.
Ah, you're too kind. Not only is it still undone, his eyebrows are giving me major issues.
What's wrong with them?
They don't quite match those in my dreams.
Have you been seeing him as well?
Yes. I saw you both, just shy of arm's reach.
You can see the tension leave Malik's shoulder as he talks about the drawing. He takes the charcoal stick and adds a stroke to the eyebrows.
I'm out of practice. Years of tattooing hands will do that to a man.
His eyes raise to meet yours.
I have an idea.
Oh no. Oh yes? What?
It's much easier to have a model instead of going by memory.
Ah.
May I draw your portrait? Clothed, of course. But you won't hear me complain if you decide to open your collar.
Calm down. Was the offer of undressing ever on the table? How long do I gotta sit keep the portrait? I was like, what? Huh? For how long?
At least half an hour, until I have a solid foundation to work with.
Might be just what he needs to take his mind off the attempted extortion.
What do you say?
Absolutely.
Wonderful! Sit on the counter. I just need a minute.
He grabs a new paper sheet and a small blade and begins sharpening the charcoal stick. While you wait, you decide to remove your cloak and fold it over a stool. No, don't do that. Calm down. Everybody calm the fuck down. Go to horny jail. When he sits down, he has the paper spread on a solid piece of wood, and you feel his piercing eyes on you.
Turn your head slightly to the right, please.
You fight to keep a neutral expression and do as he said.
A bit up? That's too much. Perfect.
That's where we started, whatever. You stare right in front of you and meet the steely eyes of the Lady of the Prime, trapped in a marble statue. You hear the charcoal sticks peck at the paper and the flowing strokes that lightly scratch the surface.
Keep looking in front of you, please.
Your eyes fall back on the statue of the Prime and you swear you see her grin. Great, we're going crazy.
What do you think?
Your charcoal reflection does not gaze back at you. Nope, she is looking to the side with her heavy eyes. Smile plays on her lips. Your lips. The portrait is striking. You didn't have the time or the charcoal to draw your hair, so only a few locks frame your face. What happened to my hair?
What happened to my hair?
It's going to take me some time to capture it, and lots of charcoal. Want to stay for dinner? I can work on it more afterwards.
Fine. I'm worried that fuckhead's gonna come back, so this is for the best.
Great. I hope you're feeling bread. I bought too much and need to finish it before it molds.
I am always feeling bright. Yes, this was a great decision.
Meal consists of olive bread, Illyrian cheese, and steamed vegetables. Simple, yet sounds fucking delicious. Is there anything he can't do? Once it's time to leave, he assures you he'll be fine on his own, and you part ways. Return to the guest house while he heads for the barracks of the city guard. I feel like we should have at least walked him over there. But okay, if you say so. I swear to God, if he's like beat up the next time we see him, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.